Alright y'all, here we are in at Walmart. We're gonna do a quick guide on for beginners who are diabetic and don't exactly know how to approach, you know, how to get things or where to get stuff or how much they are and all that stuff. So first we're gonna hit up Walmart, then we're gonna hit up HEB if you're in Texas, and then we're gonna hit up Dollar Tree. Alright, so let's get inside and let's check it out. Okay, here we are at Walmart. So you're gonna need the alcohol packets, which these have 400 for $3.89, that's a good price. I'm probably gonna end up getting this one. Or you have these for $89 just to see what's up. So we have these right here. Then we got, like, if you're getting them from like the strips, they got these, but this depends on the machine that you're getting. So if you're getting this machine, then it's this one is this brand, so that's the strips for it. So that's probably about the prices right there for the strips, and then that's the price for the machine. And then you still need one of these. Well, you just need one of these, which is one of these. And then you need the Lancers, and then this one. So they have two of them, so this one's 200 for almost $4. So you have these right here. So it depends on which ones you want or which ones you like. Then they got more over here. But I'll go for the cheapest ones because the cheapest ones are better, and those are the ones I use, so it doesn't really matter. I personally got my strips and my machine from my doctor, so once you know the doctor gives it to you, then you can go from there. Alright, so this is Walmart, and then we'll hit up another store later. Alright, here we are at HEB. We're gonna go ahead and check this, the diabetic strips and the diabetic supplies to see how it is. Like I said, this is for beginners that don't know where to get this stuff or how it looks or how to go about it. Alright, stay tuned. Alright, so here we are at HEB, and here are the Lancers. These are $1.90, so it seems like it was cheaper at Walmart. These are 12 for whatever reason. I guess because of the gauge, because they're bigger. I usually get the 33. This is basically my point of view. Like, this is what I use for my diabetes. You'll probably need one of these finger stickers. So, and then the swabs, I don't know where I think there's more over here. I think the alcohol packets are right there, which these are 100 for $3 something, which they were cheaper at Walmart. Yeah, they were cheaper at Walmart. Here they're too much. They're a little bit too much. Over here. Then over here, I think they got the... Oh, here's the monitors right here. So here's the monitors. I think those are 18. And the strips. So those are the monitors. That one's probably, that's 18. That's the one I got, which is that one. I have that one. The machine's a little cheap here, which is not bad. And then the test strips, which are these over here. So you're getting about 100 strips for $100, almost a strip $1 basically. 55 for 27. So 27 and 55 for 50 or 25. I would buy the cheapest strips and then try to get the monitor that's less. Like this one has it for 23, for 25, 50 for, but this is at HEB. And they have these, but you have to make sure you got the right machine, which I think this one is the machine for that blue one, which was those. So yeah. All right, so let me go to the other store. All right, here we are at Dollar Tree. We're gonna go ahead and check these alcohol packets, because I think that's all they sell here, just the alcohol packets. This is where I get them from sometimes. All right, let's go ahead and check this. All right, so here's the alcohol packs at Dollar Tree. So $125 for 100, which I think right now Walmart is beating it. So, but I mean, if you're already here, you're not gonna go over there, you know, it's up to you. And then we have the Q-tips that we could use for our finger swabs, in case you don't want to use the other ones. You can also go this route and then go from there. Other than that, I don't think there's anything else here that you would need, except for the alcohol, unless you're gonna buy the alcohol separate, like I do. I buy the alcohol separate sometimes and then put it in something. So it's up to you how you want to do it. Couple of ideas. All right. So this is for the diabetics that don't know anything about anything. Basically, the first time around, researching this, how to check it, what to do, what's the purpose, all that stuff. That's basically what this is about. So we already went to the store showing you where to get it or looking and stuff like that. Basically, if you're diabetic, I'm type 2 diabetic. So if you're type 2 diabetic or anything else diabetic, normally the doctor will give you a monitor, or if your insurance doesn't cover it, then they'll make you go buy one and say, hey, you need to go buy one, blah blah blah, this and this and that. So then that's why I was showing you the prices on, so you can kind of know how much they are. Now, depending on what you want, when you're watching this video, the prices could go up. So for right now, I got this monitor, which is the Counter Next Easy. So I got this one, but the doctor gave me this one, so this is the one I've been using. Okay, so the first thing you need to do is get this one. Well, get one of these, a glucose monitor, and then basically you set it up. Whenever you read the instructions, set it up, you add, you know, your time, your date, and all that. That's so you can keep track in case you forget. Did I check my blood? I ate something at this time. What did, you know, why did it spike it up? Oh yeah, that's right. This is so you can remember. Okay, and then so then whenever you go back, you press menu, you turn it on with menu, and then it wants you to put a test strip in here. You press it again, that's with no test strip, then it'll give you like the highest for that 14 days or whatever it is. It says right here on mine. You scroll down or up, so you scroll down, and then it gives you the times and your blood sugar for that whatever day, and that's how you keep track of it. It's real simple. It's not really hard. And when you want to turn it off, you just press it again, and that's it. So this is the first thing you need to get. Normally it comes with a little depending on where you get it and how you get it, it might have like maybe a little sample one, so you know which ones to use, so you can kind of have it. So then you get the glucose monitor. The second thing you need to get is to get the strips. These strips need to be the same brand as the actual monitor. There might be other glucose monitors that might be similar, but they're either like a little bit better than the other one, and the strips might not be compatible with it. So you basically got to get the strips that are compatible with that machine. So maybe read it or ask the pharmacy which strips go with this monitor. And once you get the strips and you know understand what it is, then after that you'll know what you get every single time. So that's one of the key things, because then you don't want to go home and then you try to test it. This says the not readable, and then it's just you just waste the time. Okay, so this is the second thing you need to get is this. Then the third thing you need to do is you need to get the Lancets, and then get yourself one of these stick poker thingies. I don't know what it is, and then it pokes you with your finger. So you need to get the Lancets. The Lancets look like this. So this is the way they look when they're brand new. The tip comes off, as you've seen if you've seen my other videos. And then the other thing you need to get is you need to get yourself some of these alcohol packets. Now, if you run out of alcohol packets or anything like that, you can use alcohol, clean it. So those are the things you need to test it. So let me show you real quick. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna get your little test strip, and then you have the little bracket here that's basically the reader. Okay, so you get the reader and then you just put it in there and it turns on by itself. Some of them, I guess, they should turn on. Okay, if it turns off, what I normally do is I turn it off because I'm not ready right now. So then you set yourself up, you put in your Lancet, twist it, and then there's the needle. See it? Okay, then you put your little cap back on, and then you have like little numbers here, so in case you're real sensitive, you could turn it 10 all the way to 1. 1 is being the highest, as you can tell, which it pushes it up, and then it starts going down, which it makes it 10 will make it really, it'll go really deep. The needle will go really deep. I normally put it at 1 and then just leave it there. But make sure you always have it at 1, because if you do it, it's gonna hurt more. Okay, we get an alcohol packet or whatever it is you need to use to swab it with. So we get the alcohol pack. I normally use this to put everything in it when I have them. So I'm gonna go ahead and use these, and then you clean it. They recommend you to clean it first, and then let it dry up, blow on it. Okay, and then now you push it in, and then you stick yourself, make sure it's on 1 or whatever it is. Try to push down a little bit, because sometimes it doesn't catch. You grabbed it, then you squish. So then you get your Q-tip, and then you clean out the excess, because they don't want you using that one. They don't want you using that blood test. I don't know why. So then you do it again, and then you use that blood to check it. And then I normally use that same alcohol pack to clean it. And then my sugar right now is at 220. So basically that's how I do it. And then normally what I do is I grab it, and then I put everything in the little packet, and then just throw it in the trash. And just throw it in the trash. Okay, and then the Lancet, what I do is I get it, I put this little thing on it, then I have this little box here that has a hole in it, which is basically a box of they were for cards, but I just converted into this, and then I just throw it in there. So I keep them together, so like that I don't poke somebody with it or whatever, or somebody gets hurt with it or whatever. So like that it's always in there. So probably get yourself like a little box or something to throw in your Lancets that are your waste ones. And then whenever you have time, you put it inside a bottle or something and then go dispose it at your doctor or somewhere. So then that's how I do mine. So what I did was I ended up buying these after all. So after going to Walmart, HEB, and Dollar Tree, there might not be an HEB where you live at, so you'll go to Walmart or Dollar Tree. So I found out that you could look online and compare everything, so that's what I end up doing, and I end up finding the 400 box for the 3 something, as you saw. So I bought these instead, because when I went to HEB, it was a little bit, would have been more, but a couple of cents, but I mean, everything, cents are cents, you know. So, and then when I went to the Dollar Tree, those were gonna be $1.25 for 100. So it was just gonna be a lot more just for this. So I ended up getting these. So Walmart is the best right now. They're the best value right now. And I think if you buy them online, you'll be able to get more out of it. And then as far as the Lancets, these were better at Walmart too. So I ended up just getting them at Walmart because I'm running out here. So I bought some more. In case you're wondering about the pouch, I bought this online. You can buy a pouch for like whatever you might need it for. You might want to take your medicines there with you. You might take other things with you. So the pouch randomly depends on what your preference is on the pouch. So I went on eBay and I bought this one, and that's it. So I don't know if you saw it earlier, but what I do is I get a couple of Q-tips. So the Q-tips come in like what, 300 Q-tips. So I buy the Q-tips and then I cut them. So now this is what, 4, so now I have 8 of them. So that's just so you can clean it off, the excess, throw it away, and that's it. So that's what I use the Q-tips for, because when you start using the cotton balls, they're too big, it's too much. I found out that they're too big and it wastes the whole cotton ball. So I found out that using the Q-tips, it's a little better. Plus, if you have something in your ear, then you can probably, you know, take it off. So you have that too. So I'm probably not gonna use these anymore. The cotton balls, I was just testing them just to show you our preferences. And then I was making the cotton balls smaller, but it's just time consuming. So to me, my old method is better. So I'm just gonna be cutting Q-tips. Plus, there's 300 for like $1.50 or $1.25 at Dollar Tree. So you could just buy them if you find them cheaper. And then I just pack them in there, and whenever I need them, I need them. And then the same thing with these. You know, you get these, and then you put these in there, and then you're ready to go. You have your little kit. And then the Lancets, you grab them and you just shove them in there, you know. Then sometimes there's some left over. You just put those for later. Put them in a little bag or something for later. And then you're ready to go. So this is how I do. This is how I do it. This is my personal way of doing it. Okay, this is my method of doing stuff. If you need more advice, you ask a doctor and all that stuff, and then they'll tell you exactly what to do according to what you need to do. You're normally supposed to check it before you eat, and then 2 hours after you eat. Now, the purpose of this is to bring your sugar down, to understand what you're eating. That's the point of the monitor. The monitor is so you can know what your sugar is, how high is it, what you're eating, what's making you spike sugar. If you need to write it down, then you write it down. I have made a book. So this is my book that I made. If you go to the doctor will probably give you a book, and then you can write your stuff down, or you can just write it down in a little piece of paper, so you could kind of know. So like basically it's, here is the breakfast, here is dinner, and then I think I just did dinner, and then lunch is at 12 o'clock. So it'll say like 5:55 did not drink or eat. So then what it was 1:14 back then. So like on this one I ate a pizza, and it was at 8:40 something, and it was at 197. That was my sugar. Or like this one I ate before eating, it was 130, etc, etc. That's how it goes. So basically you do it. I normally eat only twice a day sometimes. So it says before eating it was at 133 before, and then over here it says after eating it was at 150 the time. So depending, every time you eat you mark it, and then you write it in, and that's pretty much it. So this is one of my methods that I do it, but I don't use this method anymore because I just have the monitor. The monitor tells you what you're doing for that day. So after tomorrow it doesn't really matter anymore. The only thing that matters is that you need to learn that whatever you did eat, you don't eat that again if it spiked it up. That's the point. So like here I ate a taco salad and it spiked it to 218, which is a lot. So whatever was in that taco salad is what spiked it up. So like I said, this is my method. This is how I do it. So it's up to you how you want to do it. You can follow what I did, or you can just go ahead and, once in the beginning you're trying to figure things out on how to do it, and then once you can figure it out, then you start doing your own methods, you start doing your own thing, and then by then you're a professional now. You can stick yourself, do everything, and you already know how to do everything. But for right now, since y'all are learning, this is how you do it. The cheapest way, like I said, was the Q-tips, so you're not wasting stuff. And then that's basically a little bit of tips that I'm giving you to do, because it's gonna start getting expensive. It's gonna start getting expensive, especially with the strips, and then the lancets. So you're gonna start looking for places to buy them a lot cheaper. Online you can get deals and stuff. And then as far as the strips, I don't know. I get mine from my doctor. So if you get yours from your doctor, then there it is. You don't have to worry about it. So and if you're checking yourself more often, what I came across was that I had told my doctor that in order for me to keep my sugar down, I needed to get 4 of these a month, so I can keep my sugar down. And then he went ahead and got me 4 sets of these. I think other than that, there's on this one there's 50 of them, so they'll probably just give you 1 or 2 for the month. So that's something that you have to ask your doctor to see if he can do it to help you. If you are actually trying to bring your sugar down, and this is what you're trying to do to get out of the meds, then this is what you would do: is you would need the strips to constantly check your food to make sure you're always where you're supposed to be, below the 80, and then just go from there, because your sugar is supposed to be at, it says right here, blood test reading before meals, morning AM is supposed to be at below 80 or 80 to 130. So it's supposed to be at 80. Then once you eat, after 2 hours, after the 2 hours, late night, it should be below 180. So you can look it up or ask your doctor and he'll tell you where your brackets are. Just make sure you take a pencil with you, a pen or whatever, and write everything down so he can tell you where he wants you to be and where you're supposed to stay at. In the beginning, it's going to be really hard to try to bring your numbers down, but once you start counting that sugar, because the sugar is the problem, all the other stuff's not a problem, it's the sugar that's the problem. Unless you have high blood pressure, then the salt is the problem too, like me. So I check salt and I take sugar. I don't check nothing else. So that's all that matters. Now, once you start doing the sugar and you start dropping them sugars and you start looking like, oh, I'm gonna drink this soda. Wait a minute, it has a lot of sugar. Oh, I'm gonna drink this tea. Oh man, it has a lot of sugar. You start realizing that all these things have sugar. Everything has sugar in it. Then you'll start noticing what to get, and you'll start wanting to buy less stuff with sugar. And when you start checking your glucose, you start noticing that your sugar is actually getting better, and that was the problem all along. So the glucose monitor will be your best friend to understand where that sugar is coming from and all your intake and sugar. And the salt, well, you need a high pressure machine for that. So that's a whole nother story. But for this, you would need this to understand where your sugar is coming from, and you'll start noticing that, let's say you eat something and then all of a sudden you're like, oh, that doesn't have any sugar in it, and then you eat it and all of a sudden you have you're spiked up. You're like, oh, I didn't know that had sugar in it. You start reading the ingredients or looking it up online, and then they'll tell you why it has sugar, because it'll turn into sugar. So like, consider like the bread, the simplest. You know, you eat some bread and you eat a lot of it, and then you think, oh, it's not gonna turn into sugar, and then later on it turns into sugar, and then that's where the sugar's coming from. It's coming from the bread. If that makes any sense. That's how you're supposed to break it down, and then figure out where it's coming from. So once you figure out where that's coming from, then you neutralize the problem from, okay, I'm not gonna eat this bread anymore because it has so much sugar in it. Well, I'm not gonna eat this thing because it has so much sugar in it from yesterday. So then you eliminate that and start eating alternatives to not having so much sugar. So like, let's say, okay, I'm not gonna eat no bread no more. I'm gonna eat corn tortilla. So then you eat corn tortilla, you know, and then you'll see your sugar go down because you didn't eat all that bread anymore. And then you'll understand like, oh, okay, that's where it's coming from. So that's how you're supposed to check it. That's the reason behind it, and that's how you're supposed to keep track of your sugar intake so you can start losing weight. So this is for the beginners. So if you don't understand this, hopefully now you do. If you still don't get it, shoot me a comment, and I'll try to answer your question, or you can just go ask your doctor if you have any more questions, and then he'll probably answer the same thing as I do, or he might give you more better advice than what I can. This is only my personal experience, and this is how I've been doing this for so many years, since I've been diabetic. I've actually gotten down to 220 pounds. So this is not my first rodeo, but I ended up gaining all the weight because I got sick, and then I went to the hospital, and then I gained it there, and then I came back home, and I'm like, you know what, doesn't matter. So I started gaining the weight back. So now I'm back at it again. So I'm gonna drop the weight because I've done it before. So I just want to show y'all that it can be possible and it can be done, and then we'll start showing you that the glucose monitor is going to be my friend again, because I wasn't checking my sugar for a while. I had it just thrown on the side there and I wasn't even using it. So now that I want to bring it back down, I'm going to start bringing it back down. If you want, you can watch all my other videos on how we're doing the exercises if you want to follow along, if you haven't seen that. And like that, you can start exercising with me and start following me on this journey on how to beat diabetes one exercise at a time. And we're going to beat this, and we're gonna get back to a healthy level. You know, they want me to get down to 190 to 180. I don't think I want to get that low. I want to get to 220 because I felt like that was a good weight. I know doctors want you to get to a certain weight. if you don't feel good at that weight, then don't go to that weight, you know what I mean? But honestly, that's my point of view. This is not medical advice. I'm not trying to give you medical advice. It's just what I'm doing. This is my point of view, and this is my method of doing things. So I'm going down to 220, and that's probably 210 maybe. I'm not going down to 180 like I was in high school. You know, I'm not that young anymore. I'm 40 something now. So y'all listen to your doctor, or go to the level that you want for weight mass, and then just go from there. And then after that, you know, that you feel good there, and just stay there as long as you're healthy, as long as he says you don't need no meds, as long as he says that you're doing good, as long as he says that I don't know what you did, but oh my god, you don't have nothing, then that's what you want to hear. Then stay at the weight that you are. Now he might turn around and say, well, you're still at a heavy weight because you're supposed to be at this weight. But you know what? You're healthy, so it doesn't matter. So as long as you hear that you're healthy, that's all you want to hear. All right then, so we're gonna wrap it up with this episode. Oh yeah, and as always, thank y'all for watching. Comment, like, and subscribe. And until the next time, stay healthy, my friends. Bye bye.